Hi, my name is Petra, and I am a spiritual soul coach, and my series of lectures are called New Vision and Another Reality, and this lecture is an introduction to what my lectures are all about. The point of my lectures is that human beings are already fulfilled their way of existence in the way that we know it for millions of years. Therefore, it is time to choose a whole new way of being. This means that instead of man, there has to be a master. This is my subject today. Unfortunately, it is impossible yet for one simple reason. The stumbling block is that people don't have the ability to control their subconscious. Once they can reach it and control it, they will have a chance to become masters. This means to be able to exist beyond death and beyond perfection. Immortality and perfection are only human manifestations, as I would say, and they do not have higher purpose to achieve them. You know immortality in the form of the inorganic world controlled by inorganic beings, and you know perfection in expression of human godlike abilities and as a revelation of human being as God. But this does not have anything to do with mastery. This is just complex human capability. My purpose is for you to go beyond this, and then you have to learn how to control absolute consciousness. You have to be able to control its epicenter. You may not know that you have an epicenter of your consciousness inside of you. This epicenter is in a fixed, stabilized position. Therefore, it unifies this world as you can see it. Once you get the strength to move this epicenter, you can combine anything you want, completely new worlds. You can simply travel outside of this reality into another reality, or you can move this epicenter within the meaning of healing or redress social situations, but this is not my topic today. You can obtain the epicenter of consciousness only when you can obtain the forces which it moves. Unfortunately, people are disconnected from those forces. They are disconnected from the absolute driving force of the universe. They are disconnected from the potential of the absolute driving force of the universe. They are disconnected from the emanations which are outbursting from this epicenter, and they are disconnected from the highest form of the emanation, which is called spirit. People are not connected with their spirit. Therefore, their epicenter of consciousness is not moving, and it is in a fixed position. Because of that, people cannot make substantial changes which relates to the evolutionary and epical steps. Here we are at the end of one era where the new one begins. A new era consists in the fact that you will be able to move the assemblage point of your consciousness because you will have the connecting link to those universal forces presented by the highest form of the spirit that you are missing for now. If you don't have an interface to the epicenter of your consciousness, you will not be able to move it. What is the connecting link? You already know what it is without even suspecting it. It is a silent knowledge. But silent knowledge has to be cleansed and dusted off first. Humanity understood and lived in this silent knowledge before. They knew they didn't have to think, they would not have to learn, they just knew. The silent knowledge is the connecting link presented by the absolute truth. If you want to get to the epicenter of consciousness, you have to obtain absolute truth. Only this truth connects you with the highest frequency, the driving force I was talking about, which is the intent. You will not be able to reach intent without the truth, only with the truth. What is intent? Intent is the dominant force in the absolute universe. This force is also inside of us, except that it is disconnected from the other forces. It is the force that sorts emanations of your energy body into certain clusters, creating some awareness, some attention, and some directions towards epicenter of consciousness. Basically, when you live your life through the truth, suddenly you realize that you come to this personal force, which is called intent. The intent is essentially a consciousness. They are amber emanations of one's consciousness. When they are all grouped and all sorted, suddenly we can reach this intent. However, it is not just intent anymore, but it is the will or impersonal force or power of your energy right, or the power of your master. Only then, while you connect intent with the will you be able to move the epicenter of your consciousness. The epicenter is the point in the energy body, an amber point. This point can be, or I should say, must be joined. The connecting link to the intent is silent knowledge, or the truth. The connecting link to the will is something called freedom. So truth and freedom are very important energy information, energy facts. The truth lies in the heart. Only if you act in your lives from the position of heart, you act in truth. Of course, you must not use common sense. You must not use reasoning. You must not use the brain because the truth does not lay there. There is only chaos and the reality as we know of from this contemporary world. The link connecting truth with intent resides in the heart, and the link connecting to the will lies in the spine. It is freedom. It is your individual emanation. Unfortunately, people don't know their own individual emanation. Therefore, they cannot be free. Therefore, they are not free. They just implement programs which are free. They live a different life or live a life through other people because they don't know their own emanation. They live because they have energy of Kundalini Shakti, but those are placeholders energies. They are not original. It is not your energy. This energy is borrowed from the universe and from Mother Earth. You must replace it with your individual emanation, which is the only energy in the energy body. This is the only thread of light in the energy body. If you insert this thread into your spinal canal, you become free. This thread of freedom basically connects you to will. There are no other forces in the universe than intent and will. We can reach them through the truth of the heart and through the freedom in the spinal canal. They are energies. Each of them has their own colors and their own frequency. We can find those colors here today because my lecture is a lecture with the energy facts. It is not just a talk. It is a true act so that you can finally exit your own humanity and knock on the door of your own mastery and become masters on earth. Without the ability to move the epicenter of your consciousness, you can simply do nothing. The fact is that you will live through your own life and then succumb to the system and you will have to be born again. So the purpose of this new vision is to elevate the energy body to the main body while your physical body plays down where it will become secondary. You will have to be able to find your own epicenter in your energy body, which is the focal point of the alignment of amber emanations of your energy body, and you have to be able to move this epicenter with the intent and the will. The intent can be reached through the truth of heart, and the will can be reached through the freedom or personal emanation which you need to put into your spinal canal instead of Kundalini Shakti. This can be done only under the condition that these things cannot be understood. But when you come to the realization that there is nothing to understand, you are on the right track. You will come to the conclusion that you only have to live like this and fully do those things the way they are. You need to be prepared for the moment of the huge outflow of energy from the source of the creative force of the highest consciousness. The absolute love will strike and you will be ready to accept this energy. This will happen in the coming days, for some sooner, for some later. The outpouring of absolute consciousness, which is called love, will take place one way or the other, and everybody will receive it. If someone whose energy body which supplies the physical body is not be prepared for this, then this energy will not put in order his or her inner emanations, and these emanations will chaotically get through into the physical body and will damage it. However, one whose energy body is ready, they will know about intent as an impersonal force, as an impersonal aspect of the absolute driving force of the universe, and will be able to control it through the controlling link, through the absolute truth. He or she will be ready, who will know of will as the impersonal force of the universe, which is essentially the force of the Master himself, and will have the connecting link through freedom or personal emanation in the spinal canal. Then one will be ready for this force, the discharge of this absolute creative force, the driving force of the universe. These people will basically have a clear perspective of life in a different evolutionary era, because they will slowly become masters rather than people. Man as such is exceeded. Man failed. His toil to mortality or perfection is only the toil of the hamster to survive in a wheel that goes around and around. These are the principles of karma, cause, and effect. This is absolute. They are only the principles of the soul or its energy blocks. This is also absolute. The only thing that makes sense is the epicenter of consciousness, or the spirit that lives within you, or the core inside of you, which you must learn how to move through the power. And this power is necessary to accept. The power shall be adapted through the connecting links. The supreme link is the truth. Its color is pastel greenish pink energy. You can see that the truth has a touch of a huge potential of love. The supreme force is your personal individual emanation, which is called freedom. Its color is pastel purple. These are the colors that will connect you to your loose amber emanations of your energy body, connecting into the epicenter of your consciousness. Then you will be able to begin moving this epicenter. The epicenter will obtain a completely different position. Such a position is not only related to human capabilities, behavior, and action anymore, but it takes a position related to mastery skills. Once you can do this, you will really be able to accumulate enough intent and enough of will, which is a very slow process because it is energy in the spinal canal. It is the life force, chi or ki, not the general one that is lent to you from the Mother Earth, but the one of an individual emanations which you must find and insert there. Once you accumulate enough of it, at the moment that cannot be determined, in a timely manner of all those forces will be accumulated together, and suddenly you will be able, through your clear perception, through your clear consciousness, to move the epicenter of your consciousness in your energy body. Only then you can change your appearance, can you reach a position where you can look that you are 30 years old, then you can stay in that position for hundreds of years. But it will not be fun for you anymore, because there are so many other positions of the epicenter of your consciousness in your energy body. You can also place this epicenter of consciousness elsewhere, even outside of the energy body. That way you can discover and connect to completely new worlds, because this world is just a drop in the ocean. This world is too small. You have to want more and more. You have to be demanding of yourself. It is not enough to settle with the fact that you will be immortal. You must go beyond that to the position of the epicenter, where you are above freedom, above love, when you are love itself and freedom itself, where you have absolute freedom and freedom of movement. You will basically become the source itself, but yet you will not lose your individual consciousness. This is essentially the principle of my other seminars called Other Reality and New Vision. Now I would like to invite you to do energy facts. Close your eyes, relax, and listen to my voice. If you are listening to me carefully now, and you know that the intent and the will are the supreme forces that move your consciousness, and you know that your consciousness is of amber color, then perceive the amber point. Perhaps you can perceive it in your body or in front of you now, as you comfortably sit in a chair. Circle this amber point as Saturn's ring with pastel pink and green color. Give your consciousness the principle of true love. Now ask for something you want to accomplish in your life as you sit here now. Ask for something. Have a request towards intent. Have immodest requests. Be immodest in what you want to achieve. Be immodest. Do not be small. Perceive yourself as a master. Have this request, and when you see your amber point, the amber epicenter, it will move. When the epicenter moves, replace the pastel pink and green ring with the white ring around it. The intent merges with the will, and in that moment, the driving force flows into you. The circular momentum of the driving force that penetrates into your energy body, and through the clear awareness, through the gap that exists between the energy body and the physical body, this spiral momentum force passes into the physical body, and in the physical body is ready to manifest your request towards intent. Will, or rather the energy of the Master, just now passed into your physical body and is there now to manifest with certainty your request towards your intent. You should feel a tingling sensation or warmth in your body. This means that the force passed through and your request towards intent, the absolute force of the universe, will be fulfilled. This is not about whether someone is God or man, but the point is whether you have the ability to work with the absolute driving force of the universe. If you find this ability, you can accomplish anything you desire to. The best realization is to give intent a request that you want to be a master, not a man, but yet remain on earth in the human body, helping the planet and humanity to continue evolutionary developing only in harmony, in love, in peace, and in tranquility. Now take a couple more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, and slowly open your eyes. If you are interested more about how to become master on earth, where do we go after we die, how do we come back on this earth, and what's happening and what it takes to be a human, you can purchase my book, which is called It is a Privilege to be a Human. It is up to you to believe, from my website, psychichealingwithpetra.com. Thank you for your time and listening.